am I happy on Friday? Because we have Brynne Tillman, the LinkedIn Whisperer, live with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Gerhard. I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's great to look at the world through your eyes, and I'd like to know, what do you see in sales right now? What are CEOs struggling with? What are sales leaders struggling with that that they need to be aware of?
Well, there are a lot of things that are happening right now, and obviously AI is top in that list, right? And so where I'm seeing sales leaders struggle are, how do we use AI, stay authentic to our voice, don't have our sales reps out in the world kind of randomly using it, potentially putting our company at risk by sharing client stories that may not be approved with names and things like that. But at the same time, balancing it with knowing if we do not use this right, we are going to fall behind. So it is this very interesting balance that sales and marketing leaders and CROs are facing right now. How do we use it? How do we use it right? How do we use it to stay competitive? And at the same time, how do we stay authentic to our mission, our vision, our passions, and our voice?
Yeah, I think that you and I talked before we started that AI is really a different kind of technology, whereas most technology is designed to accelerate menial tasks.
Mhm.
And AI is really about learning. AI is learning what is going on with the data in the organization, uh, and how do you interpret those data to make better decisions. And also, AI is, to me, it's like sneakers for the mind, because they make you run faster and reach your goals sooner. So when I look at the Forrester study on how many organizations are using AI successfully, the percentage is still small. And a lot of companies are still uh, waiting in the wings and wait until sort of it's a proven technology. Whereas sales organizations, I think that they should start with little pilots and then measure the results. I just talked to somebody at ServiceNow, and they have like 21 pilots that they're working with and waiting, and 3 months later they're going to roll out with that. So there's a lot going on, a lot to be learned from the progressive companies that uh, grabbing more market share, that where the stock is rising constantly, and we need to learn from the winners. And I think the other thing that is important, we need to learn who the winners are and not duplicate what the apostles of success are preaching, because they're not always right.
Well, it's funny with AI, we don't even know who's right yet. It's so
Yep.
new, right? We're out there doing a lot of testing, but our mutual friend John Stopper and I were chatting earlier today, and we talked about how sales leaders don't always know the difference between automation and AI. So many companies are using email automation. There's automation through CRMs. There's marketing automation, drip campaigns. All of that has been used for years and years and years. But AI is actually learning from the activity where automation isn't.
Yeah.
And so the challenge that folks are facing right now, especially leadership, is, if we bring in true AI, where it literally is learning from what we are teaching it, what we are feeding it, is it learning the right thing? Is it learning the right thing that and interpreting it the right way?
Yeah.
Is it congruent with our company voice? And so, when we have automation, we're in complete control. with AI, there are a lot of nuances, right? We have to learn, how are we feeding them? I've already made it almost human. How are you feeding it the information that it needs to stay true to our brand identity and even our compliance? So, there's a lot that CROs and sales and marketing leaders are facing right now in what tools do we need? What tools are our competitors using? What AI has already been rolled out inside of our existing tools? Because almost all SaaS tools that, at least in the sales and marketing tool stack, are working on some AI implementation. So what does that look like? And when your reps use it, are they, maybe they'll put in, just lost a $7 million deal to this company. What could I have done differently? And now that might be public domain, right?
Right.
That information that you just shared. So there's such an interesting dilemma that sales leaders are in today that has to get figured out.
Exactly.
Because if they stay in the fear of that, they will fall behind from the risk takers. So there's a balance. Yeah.
But there's also I've been experimenting using ChatGPT in 4 different AI tools and ask exactly the same question. And some tools like Claude, ChatGPT 4, gives me better answers. But also there is the time of the day, and certain times of the day, the tools are overloaded because so many people are using it and doesn't give you all the complete information. So we're still learning how to optimize that, and we need to compare notes. We need to get together and explore, how are you using that tool? What results are you getting? What should we do? What should we avoid doing? Because the other thing, and you are good at that because you've published a lot of prompts on what prompts to use to engage people more effectively on LinkedIn. And a lot of people don't even know what to think about before they ask the question.
Yeah, I mean, so I love the prompt concept, right? But I think if we go even one step higher and like that 15,000-foot view, we have sales over here, we have marketing over here, and we have this AI bridge, right?
Right.
So what are we doing to make sure, number one, that sales and marketing are using those same prompts, that there is a process in place that encourages the collaboration? Because right now it's kind of, in most companies I talk to, it is it's really one of 3 things, but the first 2 are what I see the most. Number one, it's just the wild, wild west. People use it. We don't have any compliance around it. We're not really thinking about it. It's not rolled out seamlessly into our organization. We don't even have it in our handbook about what to do and not do. So that's the first one. The second one is we've shut it all down. We don't want to deal with it. Our people can't use it. So these are these polar opposites that are both dangerous for organizations. And then there's the third. And the third is, how do we embrace AI? How do we kind of put in a process around that? And how do we use this to enable our sales and marketing team to be more efficient, faster, and keeping the integrity of the brand identity?
Yeah, and speaking to that higher level perspective, that's the reason why companies have CEOs that centralize everything and integrate sales, marketing, and customer success under one roof. And CEOs need to be integrators and aligners, and get people to focus more on their common goal and on common processes. That's why sales enablement is no longer sales enablement. It has become revenue enablement. And the former sales enablement managers are now teaching marketing as well and customer success people.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And, we've always said that, when marketing and sales is siloed, the company suffers.
Right.
So it's never been more important to bridge the two. For things that include not just the revenue, but the data mining, the understanding of what's going on behind the scenes, the strategic planning, the customer's experience, sales efficiency and effectiveness. So that's like all of what we can do with our data to improve the business. But then there's the top or the sales process, starting with the top of the funnel, right? How are we attracting more people at scale and personalized?
Right.
That's huge right now. And so
Yeah.
what can marketing do in partnership with sales, in leveraging AI tools so that we can quickly do that? And there are many things that I'm going to actually talk about at the CRO Summit. One of them is the prospect by interview, right? How do we use the relationship mindset quickly? And then how do we bring the sales and marketing team together so that sales can have more conversations, really poignant conversations with their prospects, hand over the transcripts, and marketing creates great content. This is building relationships. It's building building up the preeminence of each salesperson in the eyes of the prospect, because if a quote from them gets published because
Right.
they had a conversation with the sales rep, that really helps in building that rapport. But marketing needs to be involved, because
Yeah.
they need to now take the work that sales has done and make it beautiful and publishable, to not only solidify the relationships of the people that the sales reps have interviewed, but to attract more people to interview because they want to be in the next book or the next publication.
Right. I remember, for my creating Selling Power magazine, I had to interview people to get the information that I need to share with others. And people love to get interviewed. And you can harvest great content in those interviews. But there's some magic involved in every interview, Brynne. As you know, you create sort of um, a bond where you listen to other people. People want to be heard. People want to be understood. And also, people want to share what they see in the world. They want to share ideas. They want to pass on tips that others can use to work smarter and not harder. And that bond, you can then use that bond to create a a highway to the prospect's heart and elevate that relationship into a partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. I could not agree more with that. Is exactly where we are today. And that's when, one of the things I'm excited about is this process, this prospect by interview. It is still very relationship driven in an AI world. So how are we combining those two? We're not eliminating relationships.
Yeah.
We're just able to quickly, using AI and relationships, create rapport, create credibility and trust, create content at the same time to attract more people. And by the way, the process that we're teaching sales leaders and marketing CROs and marketing leaders it's a seamless process, right? It's from how do we find the right people, get in front of the right people, convert them to conversations, create that content, and convert that content into more conversations and socially surrounding the organizations of the person you've interviewed. So now you've deepened and widened your connection inside of organizations, and taken the discovery that happened while you were interviewing them, and then coming back to them in the back end and saying, hey, I heard you say this, I've got some ideas, are you open to a second call?
And
So
it's
the program that we're doing for the CRO Summit is literally the entire process pathway conversation templates in the short time I'm on stage. But I'm excited because we're going to walk through from soup to nuts how to do that. So you're building relationships and using AI with marketing at scale.
and the time that you're going to save for your sales team that are now currently engaged in a ditch and pitch process. A reach out and ditch pitch process where, um, and I tell
Doesn't work
everybody,
anymore.
ditch the pitch, replace it with an interview. It's so simple.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, the thing is, without a process, though, the
Yeah,
salespeople go into their pitch.
exactly.
There's a real like, this is the way, this is the process that has now, we've proven that it works
Right.
over and over and over again. And really, it is detaching from what the prospect is worth to you and attaching to what you are worth to the prospect
Yeah.
first. And it's in all in the follow-up. That hasn't changed,
Right.
right? So it's there's no bait and switch in any of this. It's
And speaking of change, people need to change. You cannot earn the future by repeating the past. We all need to get together in Vegas and learn from each other, because if everybody brings one idea, and you have 250, 300 people in the room, you're going to walk away with 250 or 300 ideas that can help you build your future, build your business, and turn that revenue engine that you have built to compete, where you realize it falls apart and it becomes obsolete. We need to rebuild and adapt so we can have a better future together.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm also excited for the other speakers. I'm excited to speak, but I'm even more excited to learn from the 25 other speakers that are going to be there. So
I know we have Rochelle DeVoe and Jennifer Stanley from McKinsey and Company. We have Peter Ostro from Forrester. We have Abe Avashti from Deloitte. We have so many amazing people. John Guyton, I'm so excited about him because he joined us last minute, and I'm so happy that we have him, because he made that pitch to me and he says, Garrett, think about the level of trust that's necessary today to go beyond the resistance of skepticism that is out in the market in a massive way. We live in a very skeptical society where people distrust one another, and salespeople need to build more trust. And there's a new language of trust emerging that he has researched, he has discovered, he will share with everybody how to develop that deeper trust that's needed in order to get to consistent success with customers.
that's awesome. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing.
Well, I look
Uh,
forward to seeing you there. There is a QR code up here. Sign up. You're going to get a very significant discount. It's very affordable. You cannot afford to stay at home this time.
It's very exciting. I'm like looking at all the comments I have. I'm trying to go on my phone and on my live at the same time, but looks like we've got people that are interested, which is great. So is there also a link that they can go to that we can put in chat?
Yes, we're gonna put it in chat when we are done. We're gonna be
Okay,
done
great.
in 30 seconds, and then it's gonna be replayed on LinkedIn, and
So
I
then
will
look in the comments and you'll see the
absolutely
awesome.
look down there.
Terrific. All right. I hope to see you in Vegas. I'll see you in Vegas, Gerhard,
I
but I
see
hope
you in Vegas and everybody in the audience, hopefully.